Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the YouTube channel here. Today's topic is plate reverb, specifically understanding when it might be the right choice and most beneficial. Plate reverb is the classy grandparent of all reverb types. It's smooth, it's warm, and it's versatile. Originally, plate reverb was created using a giant sheet of metal, literally a metal plate. Audio was fed to that plate and the plate vibrated. It created this expansive, silky reverb effect. And engineers used it all over classic records from the 1960s into the 70s. And today there's some amazing plugins that create that same magical sound. So let's get a better understanding on when to choose a plate reverb and why a plate reverb would be the better choice to enhance certain elements. Well, first off, let's talk about what makes plate reverb unique. Unlike hall or room or chamber reverb, plate reverb doesn't try to emulate a physical space. Instead, it gives you this smooth, even decay that's almost dreamlike. No early reflections or sharp corners. And knowing that information, the first thing that comes to my mind that plate reverb might sound good on are vocals. So let's take a listen to what a plate reverb might sound like on a simple vocal track. Here's a dry vocal.
The candles are burning and the time is come for your blood, sweat, and all your
Now let's throw on a plate reverb and see what happens.
tears to fall into the beat of an offbeat drum. Shut your mouth and open up your ears. Hear the storm busy raging.
Instant vibe, right? It's adding space, but keeping everything smooth and intimate. When working with plate reverb plugins, there are a few key parameters to pay attention to. First, you have a decay time, which controls how long the reverb lasts. Longer decays are great for giving your track an epic or cinematic feel, while the shorter delays can keep things tight and clean. Let's hear the difference between a short decay.
The candles are burning and the time is come for your blood, sweat, and all your tears to fall into the beat of an offbeat drum. Shut your mouth and open up your ears. Hear
And now a long one.
the storm busy raging.
Notice how the longer decay wraps the vocal in more atmosphere. You can use that to your advantage depending on the emotion or space you're trying to create. Next, let's talk about the pre-delay, because sometimes this gets, for some reason, a little bit confusing, and I think it's mostly due to the fact that it's just never really talked about when people go over certain plugins like Reverb. This determines how long it takes for a reverb to kick in after the dry signal. It's subtle, but it is powerful. Adding a little bit of pre-delay, you can keep the vocal up front while still giving it space to breathe.
The candles are burning and the time is come for your blood, sweat, and all your tears to fall into the beat of an offbeat drum. Shut your mouth and open up your ears. Hear the storm busy raging.
Now let's not forget the damping. It controls how much high end a reverb has, which can make a big difference. We want a brighter, sparklier reverb? Keep the damping low. But if you want that warm vintage vibe, then crank it up. And I just want to mention that you can also pick up this exact template if you're using Luna, but also I have the same template, the same mixing template that does have audio tracks included so that you can use this as a recording and mixing template. It's been adapted to work in Pro Tools, Studio One, and also Logic Pro, along with this Luna version as well. So if you're using any of those, you can pick up this exact mixing template. I'll leave a link to that at my website. You can also see how my mixing template system kind of all works together with its pre-calibrated parallel buses here. I also have tons of video walkthroughs for each of the DAW templates that are adapted to work with this mixing template system. You can pick that up at my website, fairairmusic.com. Also, don't forget to sign up for all of my free guides, my free helpful mixing, recording, home studio environment type guides. I've also got some free drum samples there for you as well. You can pick that up at my website, but head on over to my Patreon account. You can also become a free member there and pick up these free guides. And you can see a couple of little exclusive content things over there if you are wanting to further your education in mixing, home studio recording, things like that. I have tons of courses available as well. If you are a member of the premium tiers over there on the Patreon, Sonic Philosophy, you're also going to get all of these templates, even my Notion template to help you along in your studio business if that's something that you're interested in. All those templates are available. All those courses are available. My Modern Mix vocals, how I go in depth on how you mix studio quality, radio ready vocals using the same steps, the same template, no matter what the style of music, no matter what the style of vocal genre, it all works here and it's very simple to do. Get you those professional results in half the time. Lots of good educational content out there available to you, so you can straight out download these, own them forever and ever, or you become a monthly member at the Patreon Sonic Philosophy. All right, back to today's lesson. The plate reverb is also fantastic on certain drum elements. Ever wonder why classic snares have that iconic shimmer? Well, 9 times out of 10, that's a plate reverb doing the heavy lifting. Your snare drum is another one of those elements that is usually up the middle, much like the lead vocal. So that gives us a good idea that a plate reverb will be a good choice for something that we want to be upfront and present. Here's a dry snare. Now listen what happens when we throw some plate reverb on it. See how it adds width and depth without making the snare feel distant? That's why a plate reverb is a go-to for mixing engineers. A plate reverb is your secret weapon when you want to add smooth, non-intrusive depth to your mixes. It's perfect for vocals, snare, and pretty much anything else that you want to add a little bit of dimension to an element that you just want a little bit more presence to, without overloading your tracks with reflections. So when you're deciding which reverb you want to incorporate in your mix, you now have a better understanding if you should reach for a plate reverb to enhance your sound. Thanks so much for checking out this video, y'all. If this is something that you enjoyed, please go ahead and hit the like button. It's that thumbs up right there in front of you. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, make sure that you have hit the subscribe button so that you can see more videos just like it and never miss another episode when I post one. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for checking this out. Happy mixing.